6 a.m. news time, 4:21. Traffic and weather together all at once. Christine Lagos.
This report is brought to you by Hakeem Optical. You'll find delays on
What up, nigga? Okay, two things. Milwaukee Bucks are boycotting Game 5 of whatever Nigger Ballers Association. And hey, you want to be the house? You should be the HNBA, the House Negro Ballers. But anyway, Bucks are boycotting, and they caught. Now this is one of those fucking shitty stories. They're saying they arrested a 17-year-old. I'm gonna use the word boy, using a semi-automatic rifle to shoot up at one of the demonstrations down in Milwaukee. I'll say that again, man. They're releasing. They're saying, oh man, you gotta say things correctly, please. They're saying that they just arrested a 17-year-old boy for using a semi-automatic rifle. Oh, man, really? Using a semi-automatic rifle to shoot up this protest demo thing. And the Milwaukee Bucks are boycotting Game 5, whatever sport play. Whatever sport Milwaukee Bucks play. Hey, I'm $15. What the fuck's a Milwaukee Bucks, bro? For the dough, for the dough.
Over to Adirondack Gate, west of Kennedy. We may have lanes blocked in the area, so please keep an eye out if you're traveling through.
They got thrown off the balcony. The SIU now says they have no
from the intersection of Lake Ridge and Taunton. All
reason
lanes have been reopened.
to lay charges because the girl somehow got off the balcony all by herself. She was completely alone. Remember, 4 or 6 officers swearing up and down they saw her. Now they're all saying she was alone.
Mostly cloudy and overcast now.
I'm sorry, that doesn't add up. Because these apartments aren't there. I don't care. Well, I know this neighborhood. That apartment ain't that big.
Within the next hour, we are going to see scattered showers and some non-severe thunderstorm activity here begin across the GTA and much of southern Ontario. It looks like as we start to move into the later evening is when there's more of a for thunderstorm activity. It's going to begin as some showers first. But it will be an estimated likely
bottom top of the hour thing. Afro Dutch stocks and third father blocks on lock. I don't give a locks and loaded. We load and got it on lock like pads full of kilos. Who knows? That's only the key.
I'm a shooter. Give a man an inch and he think he a fool. There's no I in team. There is no me.
All of them like Wednesday on Sunday morning at a funeral morning. There will be no global warming or MCs or
God talk back to me that say I'm just a crazy man. I don't talk shit. I'm full of pistols. I'm like a ventriloquist. Never see my lips move. Throwing money up. Hell yes, pretty bitch. Boxing faggot, even go skinny bitch. I started with nothing and still had most of it. I'm pulling out hammers like jumping Jehoshaphat. I can't remember the last time I got something. This does this decoration, nigga, so stop working. Sticky fingers, I'm a maniac, depressive. I'm passive aggressive. Better spread the message. You know who the best is. Better have your best. I'm good, big, black, and ugly. I call that bitch precious. What do I know? They say that I'm an evil, bro. I'm a walk. I'm a 6'8", street of color. You think it can't happen till you got flesh. Smoke will make it right. Or believe me, 3 laughs. We keep it clean, word with it. Say the word gun. Stab your body. Good stroke, sticky. Arsenal gun. Grown man, B.I. Acting like a son. I don't give a shit. Give a shit. We don't give a shit. Give a shit. Talk nigga proud. I don't give a shit. Give a shit. We don't give a shit. Give a shit. I do not like I can't pass so hard. Must be an act. You'll stick your finger back and he grind me again with that double barrel shotgun like Siamese twins. Slowing the nigga with the biggest mouth that you fuck first. Not as bad as people say, believe me, a much. work. Can't believe they can't see you out here be fucking. You know the cause of AIDS, they ain't put you down, you nothing. And even if a bitch got a fuck to make you use a mother nature gave you before Father Time take it. I heard everybody out my hotter. I believe the hard folks, nigga, my sign is valid. Listen, nigga, I'll make you deal with you. Stop lying on me on the phone, telling the truth about my hip-hop bitches. If I hip-hop bitches, then you bet your back. That was all the fruition. And I'll keep crying until they close the curtain. I don't know what makes you so west. Nigga, it's my nigga, it's my. I heard so much people think it was a western. Violence ain't the answer, you need to rephrase the question. Shit, I was born to be a pessimist. Even my blood type is B-type negative.
You know your blood type, nigga, hell, you know you black. Stop, take the fucking shit like that. Real niggas fighting back in my family. Yes, you did. I'm gonna roll up in the stolen Benzo, Windows Tinder, license plate, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna kill every boy.
Give a shit.
Make them fucking ugly. Cause I'm not boys be up here fucking thugging. Anything you got, we want it. Anything you need, we want it. Oh, I got like 20 fucking indigenous tracks on here as we're looking up on my profile thing. They're not all in that. This is best rap. Hold on.
Clap back.
Oh, no, it's not.
People laugh, we got to clap back. When my rasta act, we got to clap
45 degrees, you never heard of me. The temperature's rising, you're gonna see.
Freedom's all I wanted, but I couldn't afford it. My baby's got the spirit, just brilliant and gorgeous. Oh yes, self-defense endorsement. Always a quiet when no she about to load it. Hold it, it's a more about to load it. Oh shit, and the whole body will support it. Like go ahead, le dicen dale mija, come on now. Go ahead, go ahead. Clap back, give them a standing ovation. Gotta tear the shit down to rebuild all of our nations. We do it on the track, we could do it on the record. Got killers on the team, we could take all of the pressure. Óyeme aquí, escúchame ahora. Esto aquí, esto mi mano de obra. Cuando tomas de la tierra, siempre se cobra. Cuando tomas de mi gente, siempre se cobra. Aquí no se presta y aquí no se regala. Cada vez que nos robas, la deuda se paga. Cada vez que nos robas, la deuda se paga. Cada vez como ves. Clap back, when my people laugh, we got to clap back. When my rasta act, we got to clap back. When my natives at, we got to clap back.
Where the natives at, in the fucking back of the alleyway, getting guap back, or paid back and get back like Mel Gibson said the big
Clap back.
Now, if I use scissors, the pieces are gonna fly everywhere, so I would.
You heard about me, word of mouth, bringing heat from the south. Cause I got up and got down, somehow I did it without no role models. I had no one to follow, only got my shit together when I put down the bottle. And all my people with it, protecting the spirit, strength in the struggle now. Holler if you feel it.
I bet you're a real Indian, you're right.
Holler if you feel it. One more time, one more time.
Put down the bottle, let the white people tell you. Whites can English. Yeah, I just lost my patience. I know. They don't have a joint in me
He's not an issue if the battle's full effect and the status members will get you. I'm back in action, slapping these raps who wanna act as matter of fact, it's slashing for slacking up on the set. Send them sentimental words like I'm a sensible cat. Sing a song and slice a bonus, it's a piece of my set. Send the drops, I'm a savage to the salmon I catch. 100 dead MCs in the thread of my net. The smell of death in my direction is starting to affect them. The fact of the matter is I'm a master, it's automatic. The idiomatic addict is at it, cause I just had it with those who say the damage. I don't condone the domes, who don't control and manage the flows to cause a panic. So step back, give your head a shake and don't come back. I snap heads back till they cook up from right hooks, and right hooks are demons. Oh, I need you to leave shook. Ever see a person scalped in the daylight? Imagine how we act in the middle of the night. A bunch of savages running through your city like a pack of rabid dogs. I'ma unleash the babies, pissing on your property, marked in our territory. After it gets dark is when it starts to get going. Murdering MC streets on the beats, getting murdered on the microphone is worse to me. Spit the high caliber riffs above that.
Province's Special Investigations Unit clears all police officers who were present when Regis Korchinski Paquette.
That's not what they said. They said they couldn't charge them. Now she said they cleared them. Whoa! Whoa, that changed in 15 minutes.
In Wisconsin. The lawyer
They ran the story twice per hour. Top and bottom of the hour.
Says they're disappointed with the SIU's decision to not lay any criminal charges against the officers in connection with her death.
Any Ontario school kid will be sent home if they show any
You know how many people we
COVID-19
throw from the
symptoms,
buildings?
but
White
will
people didn't
not
start
have to
that.
get a test before they come back. The Doug Ford government releases its plan to handle the
Oh,
pandemic
you
in
gonna
the
use our
school.
techniques against us and all hell won't break out, nigga. You don't know we're gone.
First round playoff series in support of the protest.
What the original Mac 10 take, what I
Blue
say?
Jays and Red Sox square off in
Oh,
Buffalo.
Colt
Sports
Canadas.
45.
That's right, Colt Canadas. That's right. We got so many factories up here that you didn't know were here.
Toronto Eatery closing for good. Frankie Tomatoes to be
They
no
think
more.
not even on the
Business
satellite
details
pictures in
at
area.
50
By the way, we can build a hospital in 10 days. When's the last time you flew your aerial photography over? There's a reason we're the center of Five Eyes there.
Toyota and Chopper 680. Good afternoon, Jordan Kerr.
Good afternoon. Flying over spot, we're in a fire near Finch and Kennedy, and we've got some side roads closed off. So Adirondack Gate, which is west of Kennedy, off of Finch, is closed south of Finch, and we have the whole of Cross Hill closed.
Thank you, brethren. I need a guy in a helicopter to tell me where my fucking neighborhood's at.
Investigation, lots of crews on scene. Eastbound
Take
Finch
it all personal. He's telling all you
from
people.
east of Birdmouth. Lanes blocked off on Finch. There's just a lot of fire.
Oh, good thing you're using a helicopter and a radio, you fucking idiot.
The fire is out, so that's no longer an issue. But again, lots of crews on scene. Now, the 401 eastbound, a new issue eastbound 401.
This means they obviously have
blocked up with a crash.
VHF radios, right? So they obviously
Churchill to east of Mississauga Road,
have
the
them.
427 to Leslie, alternately expressing collectors, and then delays
I think the
approaching
media,
Park Road
if
to
anybody,
where
the
those right
media
lanes
could have
are closed
got
up.
the right to listen to police scanners, right? Like, we're not going with the whole public.
On the northbound Don Valley Parkway, you'll find
Why do
delays
cops
from
need
downtown
such
to north
secrecy?
of
We do
Lawrence
our
and
shit
from
on
north of
open
Steeles
airwaves.
to north of
Don't know
16th
how to
and
talk in
northbound
codes.
404. On the southbound 404 Don Valley, delays from Finch to York and Mills, but problems at the Bloor have been cleared away. Heading out of the city, westbound Gardner Queenie is heavy going from the Don Valley Parkway to Webster Strong. Approaching Parkside to Royal York, we have delays approaching Trafalgar, and again approaching
G
3rd to
code,
Wells
MIG,
North and
MAG.
southbound 427 closed between
Mig-Mag,
Highway
you're
7
not
and
listening.
Zenway because of construction. So
KK,
on the northbound
you're not
side, you'll find
listening.
it jammed from north of Finch to the Highway 7 ramp. The 680 News Traffic Cruiser is powered by Don Valley North Toyota, where you can lease or finance from as low as 0% right now during Toyota Red Tag Days. Visit DonValleyNorthToyota.com. Your next report is at 4:41. And now with the forecast, here is Denise Andriachi. Some scattered showers first and then some isolated thunderstorm activity this evening. Overnight, we could see some more severe weather threats across the GTA and southern Ontario. So even if it doesn't get too bad this evening, you definitely want to probably bring in those patio cushions and maybe move any loose objects around the yard into the shed or the garage if you can, because the winds are a big
60,
part of
right?
this these storms, and so is the heavy rainfall.
The wind's a big part of a
Elsewhere across
windstorm.
cottage country, that's where you could maybe see some hail. But for
Dickhead,
here
I
in the
know.
GTA, that's really
I know,
unlikely. It
I'm a
will really be
dickhead.
the wind and the rain. Tomorrow, high heat and humidity are back in the forecast. You're 29, feeling like 37. It's only 20 now.
Look at the 80s hairstyle, make your head look like the head of
is
a
17
dick.
degrees.
Fucking-
This is
That's all. It's not quite like this.
Happening now in Orlando,
Look
an
at them
NBA
crazy
playoff
kids.
game is being boycotted in response to the police-involved shooting of a black man in Wisconsin.
680's Momin Qureshi joins us live placed on these extraordinary events. Momin.
Yeah, extraordinary is a good word to use here, James. The Milwaukee Bucks were supposed to play Game 5 against the Orlando Magic down in the NBA bubble. The Magic were on the
You know what I
court
wanna
warming
know?
up, but the
That
Bucks
photo
were
from the
refusing
60s
to
or whatever
come
with the
out
two
of the
Olympians
locker room,
throwing the
and it
fish.
turns out
Who's the
that
white
the
guy
team
in that
has now
photo?
officially boycotted the Game 5, not playing.
But there's no way they ran it past him
This
first.
is
Hey,
something
you
that
gotta talk
happened
the
in
There's no way they told him
24 to
first.
48
Maybe not like that.
in response to what has been happening in Wisconsin, which is of course where Milwaukee is. So other teams are talking about the Raptors.
So if I go
and Celtics
due
had a player
west,
only
I'm
meeting
gonna
this
be
morning,
underneath your
talking
ass,
about
is it?
potentially boycotting tomorrow's game 1 of round 2 between those
I'll
two
walk
teams.
in a straight line,
But
looking
the
at my
Bucks
cell
making the
phone on
move
flight
first out
mode.
of the gate to boycott,
Picking
officially
up on
boycott
32
an
fucking
NBA playoff
satellites.
game. That's a statement going forward. You're seeing support from
Mind the
other
bitch of
players
monitoring the signals
Donovan
anyway.
Mitchell, the
What the
All-Star
fuck are you
for the
gonna call
Utah
the cops
Jazz,
on,
saying we
bro?
demand justice. Jamal Murray, who is from here in the GTA, he's an All-Star player for the Denver Nuggets. He tweeting out, "We demand justice." So players really lining up behind this movement, deciding that they want to say more. Earlier this afternoon, Pascal Siakam, the Raptors,
is his mother white?
Says that they
Is
have
his father
to do
white
more
too?
because what they've been
Really?
doing now, even though the NBA has been the most vocal, the most proactive of the professional leagues, and speaking out against social justice, saying that more needs to be done.
We came here for a reason, and then using our platform and wanting to send a message and hopefully bring awareness and bring change.
Nice.
I don't know. It just feels like we're stuck. It feels like we're stuck. It feels like things are not changing. It feels like we're not doing anything.
Is your coach white?
Basically, and
So far, there's been no official word or decision when it comes to the Raptors.
Now your accountant, is he black?
Celtics game tomorrow, but right now the Milwaukee Bucks, the best team in the NBA, deciding to boycott the game. Reporting
Chinese doctor.
There are fears this afternoon in Kenosha, Wisconsin, that social media postings calling for armed counter demonstrators to protect property there may have sparked deadly violence in the city. 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse from neighboring Illinois.
It may have been caused by social media, therefore it's an issue. Wow, did you hear she phrased that? It may have been caused by social media, therefore it's an issue.
Roadways will be shut down in Kenosha at 7 p.m., an hour earlier than the previous nights. Kenosha County Sheriff David Bent says they will give police enough time to disperse crowds in the daylight.
So it'll help us to be able to see better. It'll help the people to be able to see better. They won't be dispersing in dark. And
You're retarded. It'll help you see better. You go home in the daytime.
With violence
You dumb niggers, don't you know that?
Governor has authorized 500 National Guard members to aid police this evening. The federal government is
We
also
outrank
lending
you. You take one
resources
shot at them
for
people, you're all fucking
Kenosha.
finished. The whole unit. I'm not fucking joking, bro. USMPC, July 19, 1776. Nigga, I will come on down your whole family if you were a civilian in the United States. Citizens was called. Let's start with that. Citizen. So civilian in the U.S. could be from fucking anywhere.
And James,
We're gonna watch out for that one.
Regis death at the end of May sparked demonstrations in the city and
Civilian,
calls to change the way
civilian, we'll go
police deal with
civilian,
people
whatever.
in mental
Somebody
crisis,
non-combatant.
as well as
If they're an illegal
systemic
combatant, you're
racism. It
required
happened
to
2
waste.
days after the
Oh,
death
look,
of
this
George
already wrote.
Floyd. A 911 call was placed after a dispute at her home and worries over the 29-year-old's safety. SIU Director Joseph Martino says there's no evidence the officers committed a crime.
The task before me was a narrow one, namely to determine whether there were reasonable ground on evidence collected by the SIU to believe that any one or more of the officers who responded to Ms. TRIPPZ's apartment committed a criminal offense in connection with her death.
Really, because you point guns at me, you steal my tools that I work with, but then give back my weapons. So you reckon when I tell you to leave, you leave. So you're recognizing I'm USMP and I outrank you. You're in Canada even, dual national. But you keep interfering with our work and try to spread disease. I'm supposed to believe that since you didn't say you did it, therefore it didn't happen? Get the fuck out of here, you pussies. Keep fucking around. Your informants have all been caught. They all keep trying to rob old people with guns, and when those old people don't run away, you come beat them up.
To not lay any criminal charges in the case is disappointing, and while the SIU report was very thorough, it left out some key elements.
I can say on behalf of the family in this process that the system and the process need to change. There's too many barriers to evidence and information on behalf of counsel and the family that enable them to make a clear and concise analysis.
Now we're also getting
like the SIU claiming I was never in the hospital, I never had to skull fracture.
The police signed up to protect Regis Korchinski-Paquette. They were not qualified to respond to her mental health and let her die in their protection. They are responsible for her death. But Toronto's interim police chief James Bramer said the officers involved were professional, empathetic, and accountable.
The Toronto Police Service and each of the officers involved in this tragic incident participated fully in the SIU's investigation. The service had also publicly urged any witnesses to contact the SIU to ensure all information was available to the independent investigation.
Hey, you pussies met me in person. I see you on these blocks. You're catching shots, pussies.
A woman lost her life. Phil Martino, 680 News.
With breaking news from Scarborough, one man sent to hospital following a shooting near Lawrence and Orton Park Road. Police say the victim was found in the lobby of a nearby apartment building around 3:30 this afternoon. His injury is considered serious but not life-threatening. Several suspects seen running from the area.
News is always changing. Now more than ever. Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day. This is 680 News. Ask to play us on your smart speaker.
Now the 680 News gas price update and pro predicting the price will rise a cent at midnight to just under $1.10 a liter.
Summer. For many, their favorite season.
Remember, we've caught like half a dozen of their fucking informants in these neighborhoods. What they call their informants has nothing to do with reporting crimes nobody else will report. These are just criminals. Maybe that's one of them. Pedophiles, child molesters, rapists, people that rob stores and shit. Oh, but police departments don't get any cash from arresting people for that. If they arrest somebody with drugs, yeah, you think it has something to do with the U.S. rule where they get to keep the money. No, there's no money. They take the drugs and resell them on the street. Except for 14 Division, which is a bunch of crackheads. Oh, yeah, you can catch them hotboxing their cruisers with crack. The supervisor cars, the only ones with tint windows. You know what I'm playing? I've had 2 sniffer dogs so far. One was a drug sniffer dog. The other one professionally trained to find guns. You pussy's gonna lie to me? Oh, fuck out of here. Yeah, you niggas walking by me acting all cool, not realizing. Oh, his dog didn't jump up and go ruff, 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 ruff. You ever see a sniffer dog do that?
After that, delays eastbound 401 through Salem, then from the 412 to east of Dixon. Westbound on the 401, just volume delays from Leslie to
Yo, well,
Dixon.
canine and dog handler, just a job title. Here it's a rank, buddy. A pay scale. You niggas don't know what you fucking doing, you know?
On the northbound 400, we have quite a bit of volume from north of Highway 7 to north of King Road.
You're telling me you do, and when I ask your apologetics, you tell me I don't know mine. You don't ask me.
North of Steeles to north of 16th Avenue.
You tell me, oh, you don't know anything about being a Micmac. Based on what? You never asked me anything about being a Micmac. You racist piece of shit. Oh, I'm a neo. I'm not native. You use that term native. I'm neo-native. You use the term native because you know you're not Indian. And the white people say, well, you're born here, so you're native. Just say that. And then the Mohawks registered native as a trademark. And you can't use the word no more, you get in trouble.
It's busy from Crawford to west of here, Ontario, and you'll find delays northbound on the 410 from the 407 to north of Queen. On football, the zone has more live football than anyone else. Exclusive Premier League, exclusive UEFA Champions League, all the NFL. The Zone, start your free trial today at DAZN.com. Your next report's at 4:51. Now with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi. Scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening, even through the overnight. The GTA has the risk of seeing the threat for active, more severe weather than what we're even going to get into through the late afternoon and evening. And the biggest threats with these storms will be the very strong winds and heavy rain. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms for Thursday.
It's their attempt at Freudian neurolinguistic programming.
For tomorrow with a humid X of 37.
It's their attempt. I'm not joking. Ted Rogers is a Nazi. Go look on the nearest Rogers manhole cover. Look at the fucking logo. Tell me that's not a spinning swastika. It does not represent a Mobius strip. And it doesn't represent shielded coaxial cable either, because there's not 4 pieces of metal, there's just one.
The Dow was up 83 to 28,331.
Any other lies people like to tell me?
Day all around. Gold jumped more than $29 to 1,900.
They also don't pay for the signals they sell
and
you.
The Canadian dollar up to 75.95 cents US. There's big sports news.
Meaning the TV shows you watch don't get any money from you paying the bill to watch.
Invest with Scotia iTrade. Get
That's
started
right.
in 3 easy steps and begin your investing journey from home today. Learn more at ScotiaITrade.com. Too much. What?
And you think success will be sucking up to these people say, oh, hire you to be an actor and be rich and famous, and you'll get the money from that, but there is no money from that. This is why all the people you keep calling sellouts keep selling out, because there's no money any other way. Where do the crack dealers come from? They sit there smoking a blunt, think things through to the end, and realize they don't have another choice.
Or stream live at citytv.com.
U.S. for life to turn green. Monday to become Friday.
Little green
And for
chunks
the
here.
next season
That's
of your
nice.
favorite
Little
series.
bugs.
But one thing you don't have to wait for is
All these metal
Hyundai
dishes and
Factory
glass
Authorized
jars
Clear
and shit.
Out. Get an incredible clear out deal on a Hyundai with up to $4,000.
So if you find little bits of greens, you know, little pieces don't mean nothing. I got a whole bunch of them.
0% lease or finance rates on other select models. So don't wait for the Hyundai Factory Authorized Clear Out.
Oh, what am I waiting for?
Visit HyundaiCanada.com or your dealer for details.
Listen, careful,
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Overcast, 21 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Sljana Timinsik.
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
Boycott Game 5 between the Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic.
Remember, anytime somebody's watching, they respect the military police thing.
Black man in Wisconsin.
And
Players are rallying
the
behind
rest
the
of the
teams
time
on
they don't.
Twitter with comments like "We demand change" and
Think about that.
The special investigations
When
unit
you're
says there are
all
no
watching,
grounds
they
for
respect.
charges bringing the
Don't you
officers
think
who
it'd be the
responded
other
to
way
a
around?
crisis
If I was
call
wrong and they were
that
right,
ended with Regis Korchinski
they go,
back
yeah,
at
when no one's watching, and then you guys are watching, they flip the fuck out of them,
from the
just to
family
prove
and
who's
the
right
former
and wrong.
director of the SIU.
You've now seen me
And a
order them
special
off the
weather
block
statement
6
is in
fucking
effect for
times, and
northern
they
parts of
left
the
every
GTA,
fucking time.
calling for thunderstorms
They look
and heavy
around
rain.
looking for a
As
problem,
much as
looking for
75
somebody to
millimeters
be
of
asking
rain
them for
between
help, looking
5
for
this
some
afternoon
reason
to
to be
7
there.
tomorrow morning.
Every new location that happens at, they're not allowed to sit seeking out some sort of investigation. They have to be called there. Well, they used to sit in this parking lot all the time. Until this whole state of emergency thing went sideways, they're not allowed there anymore. Because MPs are here watching the nuclear facility and the whole fucking place. I told them what our rounds were. They're just listening. They're not allowed to fuck around in those things. Oh, we found out all sorts of things about you. No, everything we were told.
Game 2 of their series tonight in
Yeah.
Buffalo at 6:37.
Material, bro.
Sportsnet 590 The Fan and Sportsnet 1 have it. Right now,
With my lyrics, I'm like algebra and that mathematics. Flipping the clip in the automatic pistol whip, I'm starting static. I ain't never taking a break at all, cause I ain't asthmatic. Always rolling up a pile of grass. You can ask Patrick, hope you got a doobie with some hash in your passing. Take a couple of dabs and I'm passionate, smashing it. Best pass out tap since the last visit.
Check this recital, yes, I'm vital, never idle. We don't acquiesce or carry stress or harbor rivalry. Been grinding full strength, so we let it hear a burner be. My destiny conspires and continues to inspire me. My eyes and my mind remain open. It's like a black hole to the soul, and no, I'm not joking. It's real. I maintain and incorporate how I feel, where I'm from, why I'm ill. Castle Mountain, Castle Hill, and that whole area. It's what you killing, man. My verbals all a barrier. It's getting scarier. I mean, it's scarier. It was on the barrier. Build it up, 47 feet up in the area. Hurt, cause I'm coming through. MRG the damager. Rule game, about to fuck you up with spoken word. It's dum-dums taking over in the common world. Before we all gonna rise up and be the conquerors.
306 in the 604. Had to hit the YBR for that sushi raw. Ooh, let me tell them just who we are. Nowadays we got names to be movie stars. Do be lit, bumping funk doobie gets the heaty treat. Spilling on my coochie fit, true MC. I don't care how cool you is. If you grip that mic, you better do that shit. Got the licks like damn, who that kid? That's when I take time to tell them who I is. It's the DR, no not from ER. Out in YYC where they all fucking yeehaw. But me, y'all, shit, came straight from the past. Rose from the earth with a face full of ash. Old man eagle see snakes in the grass. Swoop down, claws to the face of the man.
When I hit it, I split it, get it right up against faded fitteds. I'm deadly past the limit, you turkey feathers or gimmicks. Play school rhymes and some limits, I like totemic expression. Sacred mathematics, geometry, all in a freestyle session. Or like Vine Deloria, I've been a wine DeLorean. Microdosing vines of euphoria and my DeLoreans. I'm like Billy Jack the Ripper with the chili knack for rapping. I'm like really stacked with victory, I don't even know what happened. It's like Thunderbird, Featherstaff, Buffalo Skull, Pictograph, Sasquatch, optical shit, Columbus to Christopher World, persuading senator, Pendleton, Dick Prime Minister from time immemorial to my own memorial. I write my own editorial, Borealis in my corneal, yo. I don't care how freaking corny you go. You can never really be more anti-colonial, yo.
But all the other kids sitting in the same bus seat don't care, right?
The powers we can see, waiting for perfect conditions to flower. We are almost there, we're in the final hour. There is an urgency for those who are hungry and wishing for future lakes to fish and not a path to piss.
You'll know because the kid will be sick and your kid will tell you.
Black, white, ran out radical Christian, they got sick flow.
Billy, do wait. I wonder which one's the sick one.
Extreme pollution, so we can rectify present policy and finally show the 1% that we don't want to let the institutions.
Remember, every single kid is subject to being pulled out of school for 2 weeks instantly. So what's the point of sticking to some imaginary school year?
We can't afford to pay these fines. Time is money, but money is
the best in the country. Why wouldn't we? This just enhances the plan that we
There's
have.
no mechanism to deny a bank deposit, you fucking morons. Why'd you accept the money? If I put for all your sexual services $1 and mail it to your bank, they're required to deposit it. They're required between me and them. They're allowed to between you and them.
We've also enabled 100 million of that 381 to be used for other school board priorities to respond to the challenge. No specific mention of class
This is
sizes.
the moron who says they're going to make the schools more safer. More safer.
New COVID-19
He's the
cases,
education
88,
minister.
with recoveries now in the triple digits. I'm Stuart McGinn.
We have breaking news from the
Did
Gulf
you notice how they
Coast,
brought
where
the special ed kid up on that one day? They haven't brought him back
becoming
since.
extremely dangerous. Category 4 hurricane. Officials are telling
Going
people
up
who
to
live in
Category
parts of
5.
Texas and Louisiana to get out in advance of Hurricane Laura, saying their lives depend on it.
Here in New Orleans, we're already starting to feel some of those outer bands from Laura. We are right along Lake Pontchartrain. The wind has no doubt started to pick up. We felt some rain as well, but it is just south of us near the mouth of the Mississippi, where they are already starting to feel the impacts from Laura.
The National Hurricane Center says Laura could smash homes, sink entire communities.
That's not the type of hurricane they want. You sent us the wrong type of hurricane, you bastards.
6:80 news time, 4:51 traffic and weather.
Time with you and yours, and me and mine. Ask the poor. Go ahead and ask the poor. Yeah. We rap a nation and native ciphers, our creations creating a sacred space for our younger generations to be in place for creators so they can lay that on paper. A lyric or produce to be with you and me, a creation. Maybe it takes some more help, some to overcome and go higher than under the wire, somewhere to be inspired and safe, man. Indigenous artists, the modern carvers using different mediums. We have the young bloods on hip hop and EDM. That kid got to be in him. He reaches for the deer skin. Pure spirit isn't curing him. There's no more fear in him. Creator is what I see in him. It's for DM and spend on freeing them. Freedom and healing, no way we live and giving back. We're living and boom back. And when we be moving from the front to the back, frontline attacks, front rhymes on tracks, punchlines that hit back. So I sit back and meditate in the sweat, lounge and sweat, release regret, retrace my steps for the road I walk is red. The flow I talk a blend. The struggle is real, that's what I said. Just remember the love you give is the love you get. Respect.
No, it's not. That's a made up thing.
Yeah, the color's red skin, speaking rich and melanin. 7th generation indigenous and we killing it. Darker light tone, it don't matter cause we standing in solidarity with our fam around the nation. If you got an issue, get in line and grab a tissue. We got bigger battles into ever try to duck a diss you. No dabble, not idle, we breaking no cycles, full circle, 4 corners. Don't worship those idols.
My roaches keep landing in the spiderweb.
Acknowledge the elements, they consider me the writer. Oral tradition, we all on a mission. Vocal with the wisdom, the drum is our rhythm. But you still be an activist if you were offline. This is bigger than them statuses. We must front lines. Let our voices be heard. Execute the black snake. Blunt is my word.
I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God spirit, eternal being, a luminous that fear it. My crucify, my frame of my glow, they can't get near it. My brother died by the hammer just last year, but his soul ain't in the slammer, he just passed here. And I feel for his killer cause he's in a cell, still trapped inside a body thinking he's in jail. I seek repentance for my crimes, so I wish him well. Forgiveness is my key.
You don't understand the level we war on. It's not, oh, one life to live,
and
one
that you
life
don't
lost,
reject it
there's
cause you
nothing
think
else.
it's
That's not what we're doing.
I heard my mom crying painful tears
All
on
you
the
people
phone.
trying to spread that around, oh, that's what black people are doing. No, it's not. All you black people go, oh, yeah, because you keep doing this, is why this happens. No, it's not.
But that's about the best that a son can do. And I can never blame her for her pain and feeling blue. I can't imagine what it'd be to lose my little dude. But still the truth is truth, I hope she's off the middle too. She is me and I am her and I are you one. No death by your gun till we divide us from one. A mortal man can't embody truth the portals can. When life reaches man to make a mortal man.
You can, you're not required to do anything on behalf of it. If you can't join, you got to talk to Mother Nature about that racist selection process. It's like a draft process.
I'm a native today, I'll be a native tomorrow. I'm a native in my joy and a native in my sorrow. I'm a native in my hurt, even more in my healing. In the morning I rise and give thanks for this feeling on the daily. I'm blessed to be at the enemy step. Let my prayers and words lay that nonsense to rest live in the world. A little kids in suicide, so until the day I die, in my ride, they've been pushed aside. You ain't on the agenda. I will never lead us, now y'all so pretenders. Disconnected, infected, the way now, the time turns up rise. And today we make a stand, it's really going down. Every woman and man, spark the fire. Breathe life into the flame, one spirit in our heart. So I was not a game, never lay the blame. Just train for the action, stay united. No religion or fashion. Everyone's a leader, cause everyone follows. Every child learns from the your role model. Learn fear in these hearts, being tested to time. Ceremony, sacrifice, all guidance divine. We move forward. Plan mother's permission. When you walk before your staff, hold tight to tradition.
Indicator ball. That's how old that is. This is for old people who fucking computers and military equipment. Standard base, but it's like 7 watts.
Waiting in the cut, just biding my time. Watching all the greedy ones nickel and dime. Create bad when they with every new line. They are the worst enemies, just move to the side. Eventually they'll fall, let the prayers be done. We made the sacrifices, no need to run. They talk for the spirits and they'll stand with you. Now take you through the chaos and follow through. Make a difference in your life one day at a time. Nobody gets rewarded for cutting in line. Everybody has a place and purpose in life. Stay humble and faithful to receive the sign. Decolonize for the future we see. Traditional restriction on prayers are key. No warrior left behind cause we move and sing. And live in the culture to secure the link between the present and past. The sky and the earth. The flaming gray water for the records get burned. To the ultimate clue to what makes you. Indigenous blood from great people is true.
What do I usually say about ID? I don't give it to you. Did you last time? Yeah, state of emergency. Give it all. It's not ID.
Flat on our face, but the key is, do we have enough strength to keep pace? 5 millennium, still trying to cope. Tribal lifestyles on the verge of losing hope. Modern mayhem with an overbearing grip. Easing our spirit to the point we want to quit. But sometimes
with an oversized chain grip.
So we know exactly what we're dealing with. Everything is being poisoned at the stage. Water, land, air, what is really safe? Talk paranoia until you're sick. Then we do the math and it's finally making sense. Time to make a change every minute that we borrow. Health, training, saving on tomorrow. Advancing forward, student and objectives, goals, ideas, collectively selected. Moving solidarity with the future on the line. Detriment will be exhausted and undermined.
I hope you have your offerings close, bundled tight, and in plain sight. As I tell you about the night when all the wooden Indians came to life. It was a night filled with mystery and the reliving of histories. It took centuries for this to be. My grandchild told this to me.
Nope.
They say the spirit responsible was hidden inside a jade dagger or knife on that night when all the wooden Indians came to life. Their eyes opened and they could see the future and the past of thee, could feel their blood move so free as they loosened their feet from their ancestry. The war cry screamed shrill, still filled with ancestral strife on that night when all the wooden Indians came to life. The windows of cigar stores smashing in the distance, howls in the darkness of steady growing resistance. For some there would be fright and red on a knife on that night when all the wooden Indians came to life. The war clubs were dancing, the totems were chanting, the spirits romancing, ancestors advancing. War songs echoed at height in hearts of obsidian and ice on that night when all the wooden Indians came to life.
I don't know which one that is.
Tomahawks and arrows flying, treaties, truces, and old peace dying. There was lightning in the sky and stars aligning, fire in the eyes and hearts designing. The cold marches on right, no reconciliation in sight on that night when all the wooden Indians came to life. Arrows rained from the heavens. This was to be Generation 7. There was no patience for their heaven, no reparations, so no conflict leavened. Behind the clouds, the moon shone bright and white on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life. And on the rumble of the train, they advanced in the rain and gave thanks to the pain and offerings to the slain. They moved so slight, no one can even feel fright on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life.
Now, if my floor was clean,
The
there'd be weed
souls
all
in
over
the
the place.
canyon
You've seen how much
graveyards
weed I
hollered
just
as the war
tossed.
parties moved towards holy men collared. It might not have been right, but believe me, there was little fight on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life. Could see their eyes in the shadows and feel their pains from the gallows, hear the screams from the battles ringing through the misty hollows. They say it was a sight that would haunt you in daylight on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life. The birds above circled, their eyes flashing thunder as the wooden Indians danced in a fervent circular wonder, and in a might all the souls of ancestors would ignite on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life. The trees sent their blessings from the darkness caressing, for these priests no confessing the red blood they're redressing. There was plight filled with bright red water over rights on that night when all the wooded Indians came to life. And when the darkness subsided, a silence resided. The land grew quiet, but the birds were delighted. It all was normal and nice next morning at light after that night when all the wooden Indians came to life. And it had built up for centuries. And this is just what's been sent to me. What is was meant to be, and what will is what's destiny. And I hope you have your offerings closed, bundled tight, and in plain sight on that night when all the wooden Indians come to life.
Hey, what do you want to do?
I don't want to do. What you want to do?
I just want to kick it with you.
Alright, cool. I just want to kick it with you too.
So what you want to do?
I want to kick it with you.
Break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
Light 'em up 'cause
Yeah,
I'm ready to
say.
say what you want to do.
I want to kick it with you.
Break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
Light 'em up 'cause I'm ready
Yeah,
to say
say.
what you want to do.
I want to kick it with you.
Break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
Light 'em up 'cause I'm ready
Yeah,
to say
say.
what you want to
I
do.
want to kick it with you.
Break out the papers.
Roll the papers.
Light 'em up 'cause I'm ready
Yeah,
to say
say.
what you see my rhymes all caressing in your mind. Tell her you just stop rewind. Let it flow when it comes out. Female energy can't stop ever moving back and then in front of me. Feeling this heat jumping out my feet. Smoking this weed like the head I need. I take one to the dump while I inhale it the slow. And if you part a home and then I'll pass it to your home. We smoking trees rolled up in J's. Like this forest in the blaze. We be going off for days. Down the line in the So what you wanna do?
I wanna kick it with you.
Break out the vipers.
Call the papers.
Lot of muckers are here to stay. So what you wanna do?
I wanna kick it with you.
Break out the vipers.
Call the papers.
Lot of muckers are here to stay. So what you wanna do?
I wanna kick it with you.
Break out the vipers.
Call the papers.
Lot of muckers are here to stay. What you wanna do?
I wanna kick it with you.
Break out the vipers.
Call the papers.
Lot of muckers are here to stay. Sneakness, kindness, lightness, holiness, stillness. Native American women alone go missing every year, not to mention the countless Native American murders of children
Nigga feel
and
bad
men.
about you white people getting jacked up in a hood you ain't supposed to be in.
At least society knows that you exist.
Feel like I'm in the wrong side of the
This is
fucking
our
city, that way,
land.
boy.
Yet we are erased from history.
Yeah, he didn't start off so polite. Excuse me one second.
What did you eat, Nishne? Get out.
You see my gang signs? No? They've been up there for 25 fucking years plus. Ever read the graffiti? You can't read it, can you? You don't know who's writing what. You think if you see the same word, it's the same guy. No, you think it's a guy.
Give us what it's all, we'll surrender the attack. Cause every day I'm waiting for the love that you had. You're a piece of people here, you can always count on that. As if it was just a major giant cause you back. Remind me of the days when shit was never back. You should cross the line, you was stabbed in the back. Riding down the trees, and you never had a back. Cause genocide matter of fact. What the hell was that? Here for the cause. Now you on the line, you flash it back. You ain't giving up the guy, well I might just take it. Go and re-erase it. Showing that
That country from forward to next. Wow, the open it, smack, like that. Oh, you for one, that's what I wanted.
Every time I look in your eyes, wanna fake it. And every time I saw you alive, wanna
So I'm gonna sing two things for her.
won't take it. The fake bullshit of your lies, so fucking hate it. We the movie, planting up the seed. We blowing in the wind like a tumbleweed. We spreading out the light, baby, not the greed. So catch your mind up if you know what I mean. 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 Know what I mean? They say you wanna kill me, Native American, but what does that have to say? For the rest of us, listen up, see this is important, it isn't just Mexican American, but y'all don't give a fuck, you're gonna make it work, stick our hands in the dirt, building new beginning, got to show them what we're worth, no justice in this fucking curse of anger, and saying worse, say it now, in this verse, they killing all serious, like God made it, oil for the innocent lives,
The black magic's cards, the masterpiece, as long as my fucking arm folded up later than my pocket. I got a piece of your kid's DNA in my pocket. The spirit don't mean what you think, we're gonna I guess I better oil that fucking thing, man. That fan's 40 years old. That fan's 40 years old, but because nobody ran it, because nobody maintained it, it's actually like brand new.
All that money's counterfeit, son. Yeah. Look. All right. Y'all know who it is, man. City natives in the building. It's the bunch of savages, man.
CNIB.
Yeah.
Say you're gonna make the blind man see. I see you said the blind man to me. Here's my look for it. Every fucking paper. I don't give a fuck for him. I'm gonna take away all your papers. I asked Mike to let me see your ID. Politely, you better comply, G. My problem, my people, my property. Fuck members, Harley.
Only bitches talk shit like it's the only job shit. Like you never lost, I made it from the rock shit. I stay cautious, made it from you from hard shit. So I be in conscious when you're praying. This is the I know I'm a little tippy, but if I ain't know this shit, I'm gonna come up in the year. Don't call the Louis King, son of a bitch. I don't plan on blowing it, I'm fucking shit. But I ain't letting anybody tell me what to do with it. I'm a really good guy, I don't even act that. This is where I grew up, and Castle Bay is Baghdad. Crazy path in front of me, and I ain't trying to look back. Gotta do it for my rent.
You keep throwing these in the same spot like you see me there.
I've always been a savage. Y'all won't pretend that you were calling top of spirit. You were put up to a minute. You never had to run the rules. I've always been a clip. Y'all were savages. You don't know the half of it. I run the planet with the baddest. Damn it, Brandon, why you always rapping on that battle tip? I had it with these rappers that be acting like these packing clips.
These things give a fuck what you think. Hey, what's that look like? We do like a coronavirus, eh? What a coincidence.
You don't want a problem with my team, so don't you pass it. If you scrappy shit, I mastered it. You can't even tap the hit. Ladies going after this, so listen, all the damages. The pizza, you can handle it. Damn it, it was savages. Wasn't off the half of it. There's nothing more I tackle this. I find a situation that adapt to it.
I'm using my feet to take the nail that they got on sale to give up.
Insanity. Savage like a bag of weed. Came to be the native who was famous. Me, they came to see the crazy team. Flying on a plane to LA. I think I made it. We are on our way to Vegas. We the greatest in the place to be. The shit I see makes me think twice for pursuing dreams. Through the trees, you see me getting blazed. But the root is cheese drastically. Smoking every rapper past a tray of weed. Hate all people, don't realize I am a favorite. Please give me a break. And you bitches go shake. When I'm spitting the richest flows whatever made, I never say shit. That puts me in a predicament. I'm savage like what the Christians did when they diddle kids. What you middle bitches? Kill these bitches. What you
So I went to my SoundCloud and found a bunch of the tracks I was trying to find before. There's over 2,000, so it takes time to go through. Some of them I know, I don't want to fucking put out a promote. Some of them I don't know for sure what I'm going to do. Oh, if you're looking it up right now, it's the only way to look it up is after you fuck up and it gives you a warning. Oh, here's the tracks and these are you search. And I can't seem to find that bookmark. Thanks, you know you geniuses at this. Use that, you knocking that thing in there. Everybody now, show them how. Tossing in the shower, the raindrops getting wet. Once or twice. What's the leader says, let them off. I don't give a fuck. I'm in the floor. All y'all fall off.
All I got is bars, swear to God I rush it. I am on my shit, the chain I'm on it. Call your bitches sponsored content after I demolish it. Ever when I'm going rich, all about the dollars, right? I told you I'm a baller, bitch. Every powder with the one, I promise I'm an alcoholic. Never been anonymous. Fuck a mumble rapper, I no longer have a tolerance. Mackin' on Madonna's on a slapper, and she got a problem. Mapping at you, rap rappers backing up.
I still don't know what a mumble rapper is.
Damage on the Macintosh. Checking up with applesauce. Catalog is getting massive.
I assume it's somebody who don't enunciate when they rap, but they turned it into something more like a whole genre. And that's what people want to hear, so it is. Don't tell me you're skilled at the same point, you know, like, whatever, do your thing, that's fine. I know all these rappers got something to say. Where you think the Eskimo dogs were when the RCMP came looking for them and they couldn't find them?
Reservation as I look into your eyes, I realize that we're living out the white man's lies. There was no compromise, just a seat as I faced the defeat that was put here long before me. At times I find it hard to accept. I ask God, is this a test? Is this really all we have left? Cause my son's life is just getting started, and life is seeming harder just to try stay above the water. I remember the days of way back when we had no gang fights, we had no crack pipes, and brothers got along in the families. What the hell went wrong with the families? My reservation.
Feeling the pain, the strain on my mental weighs heavy. Genocide makes me live my native life deadly. I hope you get me. If you don't, let it marinate. The mind state of my people, we try to set that straight. We never brought residential schools to this place. We never brought alcoholic fluid to our tastes. We would never go and try change you. What you did to my descendants changed the elders' lives too. And all the time you knew, now we feeling reserved, living disturbed, living a life we never deserved. The native way of thinking ain't the way of the old. It's time to look towards the future, let our story unfold.
I'm feeling reserved. Man, that's how I'm living. I gotta do with this mic I was given to try to get by. No word of a lie. We gotta try to restore pride. Feeling reserved. Man, that's how I'm living. I gotta do with this mic I was given to try to get by. No word of a lie. We gotta try to restore pride. Reservations only. No need to wait for seeding. Natives continue bleeding. The circle just keeps repeating. This feeling filling the void. Exploited people changing. It's why I turn the tables like time, turning the page and going against the grain. Engaged in hell throughout the day. Yeah. No way it's simple or plain. Need to maintain through these pains. Taking these short ends, making on causing acrylic abortion. It all costs so all the real can gain applause. Reserves relentless. Yo, it's what I gotta contend with. Sundance the rest demented. Genuine also no lessons from beneath the ground sentence. To bless those four elements. This mic, this light, this rest, this life. I represent my residence.
Sweet grace, how music lets my mind take flight. Res life, my life, living awake a sleepless night. Read my eyes, colorblind.
That's one of the tells.
Realize
One of the
the more see that all the
giveaways. I
froth
can't
around
stop.
me.
I literally can't stop
Let my
her.
soul run free.
That's
Amidst
my
the
face
plague
is
of war,
covered.
there ain't no way I'd rather be. One love for my people, UNITE. Instead of feeling reserved, my reserve feel
I'm
me.
feeling reserved.
Come out in the sun, you see it.
Man,
And
that's how I'm living. I gotta do with this mic I was given to try to get by. No words of a lie. We gotta try to restore pride. I'm feeling reserved. Man, that's how I'm living. I gotta do with this mic I was given to try to get by. No word of a lie. We gotta try to restore pride. I'm feeling reserved. Man, that's how I'm living. I gotta do with this mic I was given to try to get by. No word of a lie. We gotta try to restore pride.
Yeah, there's no drainage or deep watering equipment or anything over here for this big pond thing, man. That's gonna be a problem later. Watch, that's a big problem later. It filled several meters deep with water, right? And they're relying on the sun to dry it.
When we love a gunshot season stop. When the crooked cops stop being crooked cops. When we love a gunshot season stop. When the crooked cops stop being crooked cops. When we love a gunshot season stop. When the crooked cops stop being crooked cops. When we love a gunshot season stop. When the crooked cops stop being crooked cops. There's this motherfucking cop, yo, stressing my only. Listen, no, in case you don't know me, spit on the truth and not the phone. They got a license to kill and take me away. Without a probable cause, they do it anyway. They love to see a motherfucker like me in chains, cause they don't like my look or my style. They pulling me
over cause they think I'm wild. If you look like a thug, then you assume yourself drugs. Or either use or know someone who does. So they sneaking in your house and planting a bug. And listen to your conversations, kisses and hugs. And they probably fantasize when you make love. Now you can stop.
I'm the killer nigga. Everybody that tunes in, tunes out. Don't sick fuck that note, you should be checking this hard drive. Man is baking. Oh, he's doing something at a payphone somewhere.
When will all the gunshot cease and stop? When the crooked cops stop making broken cops. When will all the gunshot cease and stop? When the crooked cops stop making broken cops. Now you can duck this way and you can duck left. One thing's for sure, you better have a vest. Cause the cops have all of that and nothing less than a non-existent warrant for your arrest. And then what's next? Go ahead and take a guess. They'll beat you down and bruise your flesh. If you lucky, then maybe you can catch your breath. If you don't swing back, then there's no contest. Cause there's motherfuckers here who love to beat you to death. Shoot you in your face and in your chest. Leave you without a trace of memory on the shirt. This goes out to the soldiers putting in work.
Too much black and black violence. You would think that races, faces on t-shirts get put underneath the dirt.
Locked behind bars cause you earned the stripes. Never giving up hope cause you earned the right. We'll hold you down.
I gotta earn my seed and drive.
Crooked cops and Officer White. Man, fuck crooked cops and Officer White. Living on the edge like a walking dead. It's time to keep my head up above the shed. There is so much pain up on my rest. There is so much pain up on my rest. I'm living on the edge like a walking dead.
On the whole circle, 2 degrees of separation or so, there is no black on black violence. So all these assholes are, oh, I'm black and I'm gonna hit this white guy. They're 1, not part of my circle, and or 2, not black. He's a white South African. Oh, I know he's got a tan. He's a white South African. He's half white. South African. These other motherfuckers up here, South African. Those are from right around. With South African t-shirts, turning the Dutch flag upside down, but I'm not gonna notice. Which, when you turn it upside down, it's the French flag, but it's set in Netherlands. To me, it's stereotype that, oh, France is pussies, and that's not true. That's not what happened in World War II. That's not what happened. How about Russia, Japan, and Italy? I said those are cowards. Oh, we'll make a deal with you. How about the United States? And we'll just sit it out. More countries, more pussy than France. Canadian First Nations.
What we are talking about is the equality of people here.
And they're killing us, listen Canada. 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 It's time for change.
There's no justice for Tina Fontaine. There's no justice for Kobe.
And they're killing us.
There's no justice for indigenous people. The justice system is broken. The systemic oppression results in the systemic violence. It does not affect your privilege. This is why you are silent. It is legal to kill indigenous people in this country of Canada. And it is wrong how it's okay to kill us off like animals. Injustice after injustice under the Queen's crown. The
Someone will say trying to kill off animals.
Unless
you
are
the
brown.
The cop for the fucking buffaloes, and the rest of you we're gonna stop this pipeline. You guys are fucking retarded.
It's time for change.
Hey, where's all the MWS right now? They don't acknowledge me, eh? They won't deny me nor acknowledge me.
Okay. It's time for change.
It is an absolute disgrace how they say this hate is not race-based.
They're killing us.
And yet they can find themselves not guilty when it concerns our
Listen,
fate.
Canada.
KRS-One said there could never be justice on stolen land.
They're killing us.
We need to come together because together we can stand strong. We will continue to fight and stand up for what is right. We will protect the land, protect the water, protect the land. We hope and we pray that someday you can see the truth. No more stolen sisters, no more murdered youth.
They're killing us. Listen, Canada. 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 It's time for change. Listen, Canada. They're killing us. Listen, Canada. They're killing us. Listen, Canada. They're killing us. Listen, Canada. It's time for change.
And yes, we're talking about
I'll keep in mind, them plastic bags, I don't buy them.
At one time, the license was issued to kill my people. Just like we would be issuing a license to kill a moose or a deer or a caribou.
Say, I know who I am. I know where I come from.
The Maine Coon, nigga. The Maine Coon, nigga. Black cats.
Check it out. Yeah, shot like that. Got all these haters on the map. Fuck Mike Media. Shit is garbage. Trash, yo. Make no mistake. The struggle's too real. You can't escape. The harsh realities of life are too hard to take. So we don't play no games. Shh. Stay quiet. We say no names. My squad's insane in the brain. But crazy the reins. Ain't much change these days. The pain's the same as it used to be. The truthfully resistant beautifully. With mutiny to my power all communities. See, we speak that fluently. At the Jubilee, musically, none of y'all fools are really moving me. It's impossible. We got so go where we gotta go. The flow's unstoppable. So follow these ill chronicles. If not, you're gonna turn up the audio. Keep it chill in the audio. I lay your piece horizontal all up in the hospital or unmarked cemetery graves. With dark, never-ending plagues. Spirits float like the smoke from a lemonberry haze. Set it ablaze in the most legendary of ways. Straight bullets may ricochet and put an end to your days. See, it's not all fun and games when the semi-automatic rings. And the local pastors in the church hollering out your government name. It's such a shame you played yourself for a fucking lame. You a college dropout. Now you're just another one of Trump's puppet slaves. White supremacy. We kill that shit in 1,100,000 ways. Mask up in these streets and punch these maggots in their fucking face. Disappear them off this planet. Gone without a fucking trace. A gun tucked in the waist. Give y'all bumps a few crumbs for the taste. So pump your brakes. Hollow tip slugs. Gonna make you jump in place. The warriors stay ready for this ritual hunt and chase. Cause these racist devils got our people locked up in a cage. I turn up the snare, the shotgun pump gon' hit them with a ton of bass. These ain't no games we're playing. It's the art of mayhem we're displaying. Talk shit, you end up rotting in the ditch, decaying. That's a cinch. Fuck the pigs. We making them crispy bacon. Death to the feds. Death to all the sick border patrol agents. Kill the president and kill his whole fascist administration. Let's kill this capitalist system built up from genocide and slave labor. Uncover the racist layers of psychopathic behavior.
So one of the reasons keep saying Micmac don't exist on the Canadian side of things. If we exist, they have to acknowledge the treaties between us and the U.S. government, meaning our treaties with the U.S. government are older than our treaties with what is essentially now the Canadian government. The two-row wampum, the original that we produced, because we had it, just like the 1,100-year-old structure you'd never found, but hey, look, it's right here, and you carbon dated, it's real. So, since we are so we cannot be denied entry to the U.S. We cannot be deported from the U.S. And the way I interpret it in modern parlance, we are MPs. I say captain because they keep saying there's two ranks. I got nobody above me, nobody below me. Nobody give me guidance except my dead elders. Well, we weren't talking about elders being the captain of the rank of captain. So, and I can't pronounce that other word. Can't pronounce it. KPT, that's French. That's my language. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's from me. I look it up. It's only OF2 on the fucking pay scale for NATO. There's 10 scale that there's 8 levels above it. Yeah, there's officer, your first rank of officer, the second one is us. That's not a huge, some people go, why would they do that? It's not as big a deal as it sounds like. Sounds impressive. Military police government. It's not that impressive. But it means we can go on and off every fucking reservation, recognized or not, through any state. We outrank all these National Guard pussies, everything else. They don't like us. If we had 1 million of us that were aware and in tune, we would walk across that border, and this Milwaukee thing would have been squashed already. Not the whole thing, and just be organized. They don't like us. They keep telling us we don't exist. Oh, I'm white, eh? Look up Afro-Dutch. You're going to find hundreds of people that look like me. Look up white. You're never going to find someone that looks like me except people that are actually Afro-Dutch. Lying about their heritage or for whatever reason not knowing what got marked down as white on a piece of paper. But they're not white according to their caste system rules, their accepted system of rules. There's a thing called voluntary enfranchisement. Only one person ever did it, and I think they did it so there would be a historical marker that it happened. It means you are no longer considered an Indian, but you get all the white rights of a white person, because back then, if you were Indian status, you didn't have any of the rights of a white person, period. You couldn't leave the reservation without permission. Yeah, how come the Japanese got 41 million and from our trust accounts, but we don't get the money from our trust accounts for that? How come it's a $50 fine to trespass? Where's that money come from? You people come up all the time. You never pay that fine. Anyway, it was going with that because there's just so much information. So if the Wild Boys come off the Pine Ridge Reservation
tonight, 6:80 news time.
and the police are chasing them, well, now the state police or any American police force essentially could arrest them, take them to a U.S. facility. They stay on the res, they go to the res facility. Well, they can't push me on or off the res. If I ask to go to that facility, they have to bring me there. They have to. That's not saying they're going to, because we all know the difference between what the law says and what's real.
Precedent-setting history as
Reality ain't always the truth.
playoff game and other teams quickly
KRS-One told us in the news.
Calls for justice increased in response to the police-involved shooting of Jacob Blake.
Kenosha is bumping up curfew and has called in the National Guard after a teenager was arrested in connection with the deaths of 2 people during a night of violent protests in the city. It is not the outcome they were hoping for. The family members of Regis Korchinski-Paquette say they're disappointed with the SIU's decision to clear the officers who were on scene the night she died.
The Ontario Plan for Handling COVID-19 inside schools focuses on prevention.
Everything would be better if nobody gets sick.
But there's very little in that plan to make students get tested.
We'll have more on the NBA boycotts as the Blue Jays are set to take on the Red Sox tonight in Buffalo. Sports at 45.
Massive hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, but oil gains only 4 pennies. We're looking at what's moving Texas tea right now. Wall Street moves to new record highs, and the TSX up more than 170. Business at 56.
6:80 news time, 5:31.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by
In danger, fear, and anger, making hate the neighbor is the second nature. We shut them down, wake them up from this corrupted spell. Cause in a nutshell, America been one destructive hell, but we still run this town and trust these buildings to the underground. Busting off 100 rounds out for liberation, if nothing else. These ain't no games of politics, no peace, it's exact opposite. We check through and demolish it on clandestine operatives. See how it's bottomless, got a pit full of souls from the apocalypse. It's home of broken promises and keep your soul like Chicano kids. We anti-government, so y'all best acknowledge this. We murder your politics, filmed in front of a live studio audience. So with confidence we shall succeed. See, we got what you need to make your enemies bleed. Televised revolutions that you'll never see. No pics on IG. This ain't no war games, we war for keeps. Put these souls to sleep to meditate on world peace. But first we lay siege to all those that claim we ain't free. That all that hate speech, the pistol whip will change the way you think. Retaliation, y'all, it's such a dangerous thing. That's why we defend everything we love for every necessary means.
Look at this. We have third world slap dab in the middle of America. It's hard to believe, huh? Used to be all theirs. Clearing up into Canada. This is what they got left with.
No, I'm a warrior.
Little John Wayne.
This is 500-year resistance. You can't break the connection. Follow? It's a 500-year-old voice.
What is the big deal about that place?
The Cowboys are black. Who the fuck is John Wayne?
Can I get a straight answer around here? It's a power deal. Mascot found out they killed him. Well, they're gonna kill you if you stay here. Now, come on, let's go. But sometimes they have to kill us. They have to kill us. Because they can't break our spirit.
Roll through the rest like ain't my lace up, lace up. Keep it real in the building, that's what's up, that's what's up. My pops always told me to work real hard and earn every buck, and if life knocks you down, get back up, get back.
No thinking. You tell me that's brown? Oh, this is blood, not melanin. Albino, dumb motherfucker. Apparently. Hello, medical care. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Well, I mean, I do, but albinism, the hypopigmentation is a symptom, known symptom of what I'm going through, so it's all a matter of semantics, right? Earth, fire, water, storm. You don't want to know what I find in the moles in the ground? I don't tell nobody. I'm the Ninja Turtle with a gun, bang, oh, the ears is gone, well, I still got one. That ugly motherfucker, where'd you come from? You just explode on my finger, cocksucker, and he's still waiting. God damn it. Survival amongst the idiot.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for none of you godless heathens. That's just the way I feel. Screaming native lives matter, but Indians would rather drink whiskey than pay their bills. Yelling native this and native that. Root for a red skin and get a native mad. As soon as I say I'm native, everyone reacts and wanna hate me and call me a vulture cause my hair ain't black. my skin and my eyes ain't brown. But I seen you at the last powwow, talking about genocide like you was around back then, like you was really hunting and gathering back then, like you was really voyed up back then. Okay, look, I heard you want to complain about the conditions you from, so it's worse than the ghetto, yeah, it's worse than the slum, but if it's so fucking bad, then why don't you run? America's free, you stupid idiot, you can do what you want. I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So y'all can sit on the grass, free everything and pretending you're stuck. But yeah, you're sitting there spending money on liquor and drugs so you can drop your babies off at your sister mother recover. Man, y'all already late. You motherfuckers need to get your goddamn priorities straight. Wait, it's like you're proud to be Trump. Lazy as fuck, you'd rather do drugs than get a job and be up. But then you want to turn around and complain about alcoholism and addiction rates. Get the fuck out of my face! You can't escape the problems. You can smudge for a change, but can't earn a dollar. You got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. So it's fuck the world with America great again, kind of. And my voice ain't missing, I'm not racist. My great-great-great-grandma was Indian, I'm not racist. My family told me she was a strong and proud Cherokee princess. I heard y'all was fighting the feds. That's probably why there's not enough jobs on the res. Well, maybe you should build a Walmart and evolve instead of cashing per cap checks and staying drunk till you're dead. I'm not racist, but I never lie.
Those checks
I think there's a
$4
disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins and study the
It's like the Northern allows for years.
Like he was a fucking god, oh my god. All you do is care about drinking and drunken and bitching about something,
They
but
had to
that's just
start
the
putting
ending
it
in
on
the
the tax
beginning.
returns because so many people were
The only ways is right in your
the
brain,
actual
and it's
amount
when
on
you
the
start to
return.
convince you.
Also, people
Then you allow your kids to join you when the
all these
cycle
free money.
continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it all on the drinks, blame it on everybody except your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, blame it on white
Whatever
citizens
amounts
that
to
are changing how you
may
live.
approve of, right? Okay, so here's the issue.
Bunch of savages.
You're getting $4 worth of security every year. That's
Water is life. I'm assuming you drove a car, and it's kind of ironic.
15 minutes of
Battle
our
you're trying to
services
fight.
every year.
I'm not racist. But look at the feathers that's hanging over your head. What do you think?
Oh, you're gonna say we're against the Florida Governor General, blah blah blah.
Cut the fucking hair, you goddamn Indian. Put your fucking shoes back on. Wash your face and stop singing your songs. Quit that Indian stuff. And maybe the government will stop killing your fucks.
JTF 2, not 1, 2. You ever question what JTF 1 was?
It's like we live in the same building, but split into 3 floors. I'm not racist, but there might be 3 sides to every story.
This nigga just point out how dumb you morons sound saying that shit.
With a little respect, I know what happened to you natives, man, and I agree it was bad. But that's y'all's fight, y'all's problem. That shit isn't labeled black. And a matter of fact, how you gonna get mad for me for liking the football team when you steady acting black? Trying to rap, busting a sag, saying the verb nigga, but nigga, you ain't black. Not racist. See, I understand you think the word Redskin is equally bad, but have you ever met a black NFL on a man that's equally sad? See, we don't have no control over that. That's the white man with the power, so go argue with him and try to get some of your land rights back. Oh, now it's cultural appropriation. No, motherfucker, please. Getting mad at Nicki Minaj or Snoop Dogg for wearing a cheap head dress when you should just be relieved that they're keeping your culture alive without charging a motherfucking fee. Hip-hop is to do with me, bro. Y'all wish I was a black man, motherfucker. Y'all don't know about Tupac and gold chains, motherfucker. I'm not racist. My great-great-grandma was Indian. I'm not racist. My family told me she was a strong and proud Cherokee princess.
And everything else that don't fit in those categories.
Check out my good hair, check out my cheekbones, check out my brown eyes, check out my skin tone. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I seen those Indians on the MTV Music Awards. What the fuck are they fighting for? I bet I see them later at the bar, the liquor store. Wait a minute. Don't you motherfuckers get all that casino money? Living in TPs on the red with some fine ass Indian honey? I'm not racist.
Shit. See, that's what they jealous
I hate
of.
them white motherfuckers too. Shit, man, look what they did to me and you. Dividing and conquering like we don't have a clue. We can keep arguing until we black and we blue. But that won't change the fact that they're killing me and you. It's all about the rich. It's all about the poor. It's all about the greed. It's all about getting some more. You can't lie, you never take over war. Straight down for whatever you're standing for. So to be honest, I can't even remember what the fuck we arguing for. Cause I'm not racist.
It's
like we live in the same building, but split into 3 floors. I'm not racist, but there might be 3 sides to every story. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Really wish I knew. With all disrespect, I don't really like both of you motherfuckers assuming that's just where I'm at. Like both of you guys screaming "Go Redskins" on NFL Sunday. What type of shit is that? While some stand for the anthem, others take a knee. I'm trying to fight racism, but can't see the irony that they fighting against racism, but ain't fighting for me. I thought it was fuck all racism, not just freedom of speech. Yeah, I know you're black, I know the black.
All the natives that are half white.
Yeah,
Keep wanting to tell us we're not black. All black people that are half white keep telling us we're not black or native.
Because you got Indian friends wanna be a redskin. That word originated from murder, genocide. So when I hear it, it ignites the spiritual fire inside. It's not a word that honors any of us. That's just something they say to pretend they rockin' with us. Nah, you're right. I wasn't there fighting any soldiers physically, but that don't mean I'm not affected by the genocidal history. The boarding school children that died by Christianity, the survivors that got away, but not with the sanity. That shit gets to me. Where's the humanity?
Brand name.
Yeah, I like rap because that's all we get. I ain't gonna lie, hip hop is the shit. We struggle with identity, struggle within. You both say pray to Jesus and repent for your sins. Well, I'm sorry, you can never know my life. Try to have faith but never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when they're not black, you're white and the brown. Sympathize with Mexicans now. So it's definitely for Christopher Columbus and Trump. Fuck John Wayne. Fuck his horse and his hat. And fuck you too, motherfucker, if you can't handle that. Some of us got jobs, others getting per cap. Some got casinos, others don't get that. You think you know everything, but you don't. Try and copy our heritage and steal everything for your own. Fake ceremonies, pretending to dance. Burning man, what's wrong with spiritual trances? Fuck, I'm exhausted. And you don't know about my people are so strong. You don't know about the powwow. You don't know about the song. You don't know about the fried bread, man. You don't know.
We're the half-white warriors. Everybody sit down and don't fight back.
I know there's a
Who the fuck are you? Hey, you're not black. Oh.
Yeah, I praise crazy.
Fucking German doctor says I got sickle cell.
He was fighting for the people way before.
Never seen it before in person in her life.
And all y'all care about is money and power. But that's just a colonized mind within you. Hatred in your brain, so it's all the starts with the pictures. And you teach your children in the second.
Yeah, because when you say from a buck to all, that's not real. No, that's where the doctors get their checklist from, eh?
Blame it on everybody except your own race. Blame it on the looks. Blame it on red kids.
It's not a race.
But we stood against no dapper, man. That was the elders.
It's a nation, not a race.
Because even though we lost, it let us know some of y'all was standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry loud. You don't know what it's like to be in a rough spot. Wake up on the grass and see what you ain't got. Suicidal thoughts, who cares if you die or not?
The idea that suicide runs in our bloodlines. What are you talking about?
I wish we could trade shoes, or we could just change lives. So we could understand, but that shit'd just take time. I'm not racist.
We're going to protest and try to raise awareness of suicide issues. I go there, they're not there. They're inside fucking chilling with the fucking people they say they're protesting against. Acting like Method's trying to fuck with me. When I say it on Facebook, they're, oh, you're biased. Say it under your real name. They switched their name over, but they got nothing more to say. Fuck and your other half is like half white too. So.
The black snake, as I see it, it's one of it's a concept. It's a narrative. It's a story we tell of the snake.
The idiots were camped out there. Look at us on the nose, on the nose. Getting yourselves taken off the block for no good reason. They slaughtered like 200 of the last wild buffalo that you've seen. Oh, you're such big warriors. I'm the fucking Facebook activist, but you're big warriors. The Russians and Ukrainians know that happens, but you pussies don't know that.
Stand up, fight for the people. Fight for the children. Fight for the freedom. Be a warrior. Fight for the
unwavering commitment to safety, harmful ecstasy expired, to the leukemia seropositive CX9, our method of the experience advanced drug dynamics and sophisticated style. See your local resident for details. COVID-19.
Literally the Knights Templar.
Students will be sent home if they show COVID symptoms at school, but will not need to get tested before they come back. Ontario's top doctor, Dr. David Williams, was asked, why not?
And our first thing is to determine are they ill from COVID or not. The mild symptoms of COVID are like a lot of others, including, as the minister already mentioned, influenza and other respiratory
viruses. The symptoms are mild. It's not COVID. It's coronavirus infection.
And they get a negative result. They still have to stay home with no more symptoms for 24 hours. But if they test positive, they stay home for 2 weeks. If it is positive and that student is in a cohort, every other student in that cohort.
If that student's in a cohort, I don't think you understand the term
cohort. And while COVID test for them is advised, it is again not mandated. Students and parents will be informed if there is a COVID positive student in their school, but that student will not be named. And on a daily, ongoing basis, moms and dads get the responsibility to monitor their kids for any symptoms before they leave home for school. I'm Mark Douglas.
So how much of new funding announced today by the True government
white people told, oh, they'll get over it. That's how they build immunity. Herd immunity. These people don't understand the language enough to know how much you're lying.
Federal funding amounts to nearly $750 million.
Don't try to be screamed at by adults and
enhances the plan they already have in place. Explains where the additional money will go.
Regulations shoring up PPE supplies, additional remote learning supports,
enhancing safety measures on school buses,
And
and hiring more teachers, and hiring 125 more public health nurses.
You don't have any self-determination, baby.
Calls from parents and teachers to reduce class sizes with $70 million allotted specifically for that. While an additional $100 million can be spent on identifying areas of need for each board. Last-minute funding in the dash to get this plan clearly outlined within 2 weeks' time comes as we get some good news on the COVID-19 case front. 88 reported by the province today, breaking the triple-digit trend for the first time in 6 days. I'm Stuart McGinn.
Happening now in the Gulf of Mexico, the National Hurricane Center calls it an extremely dangerous Category 4 storm. Hurricane Laura is bearing down on the Gulf Coast with winds at 200 kilometers per hour. It's expected to impact most strongly along the Louisiana-Texas coastline. Hurricane Laura expected to make landfall either late tonight or early tomorrow morning. 680 News Time, 5:51. Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by 407 ETR. In Chopper 680, here's Jordan Kerr.
Flyover the 401, we have another issue on the eastbound 401 approaching Leslie and the collectors. Third lane for the left blocked off all because of a crash tow on scene. Now eastbound 401 is slow through Mississauga Road, then backed up from the 427 on and off Express and collectors through to approaching Leslie. Once you're east of Yonge, it gets a lot heavier in the collector lanes as you head up to that collision. After that, delays Ward to Kennedy collectors, and then another issue eastbound 401 east of Brock Road. We still have issues on the bullnose and the right shoulder. It's backed up from Whites Road Express and collectors, but a lot slower in the collector lanes. Express lanes a lot better. Eastbound 401 after that.
That's how you know it's serious. They're using the sirens to get back.
Gardner, expect delays from the Don Valley Parkway to west of Strong, approaching Park Lawn to Royal York, westbound QEW, just a bit slow from the 427 to west of Dixie, and from approaching Bronte to the Guelph line. North and southbound 427 closed, Highway 7 to Zenway for construction. Northbound is heavy from approaching the 407 to the Highway 7 ramps. Northbound 410, still some leftover volume here, approaching Steeles to north of Queen. On the eastbound QE Gardner, we have delays from Mississauga Road to Dixie, approaching the Humber Bridge to about Parkside, and heads up on eastbound 403 east of Erin Mills, we had some plastic debris scattered across all lanes. 407 ETR is helping communities and hospitals with a $5.2 million donation to United Way and GTHA hospitals. Learn more at 407etr.com. Your next report is at 6:01. Now with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
Well, it is mostly cloudy for much of the GTA. We've had a few scattered showers, and wet weather is expected this evening and through the overnight and into tomorrow. The risk for some severe thunderstorms. The heat and humidity start to rev up tomorrow. We're already seeing heat warnings popping back into the province through the Windsor area. It's relatively cool at the moment if you compare to how it has been all summer long. And overnight tonight, we'll continue with that risk. And like I said, most of Thursday as well. But by Thursday evening, things should dry up. Friday, Saturday, however, the remnants of Hurricane Laura, which will be post-tropical at that point, just probably a strong area of low pressure, kind of tracking towards the northeastern seaboard, parts of the Atlantic provinces. But we can see the tail end of some wet weather here through the Great Lakes as well. So possibly some showers Friday, Saturday, about 5 to 15 millimeters. It's 20 and mostly cloudy now at Pearson. The overnight low is 17 degrees.
It's the hardest working room in the house, so why not revitalize your kitchen with the...
Why do you all go to the fucking intersection, you pussies? God damn, you people are stupid. That was the aerial unit, the high rise, whatever you call it. A or whatever big ladder truck.
Weekday mornings at 5 on 680 News.
Ask for us on your smart speaker. Business is next.
680 News Time, 5:55.
At the Monitoring Center, you pay only $9.99 per month to monitor your alarm system. We invite you to shop and compare. What you pay for alarm monitoring is your choice. You're not stuck paying $20 to $30 per month. We urge you to call now and take advantage of our 6 months free giveaway. That's 18 months for the price of 12. Switching is easy. Call us today at 1-866-247-4999.
1-866-247-4999. 1-866-247-4999. This is Mary. Mary's quite contrary, a fan of driving her little tin can. The kids cry, no.
Change is necessary to live off the land so that you love once again and show respect where you stand. Cause I know deep inside that you can't prevent every child rolling the rights in the trenches first hand. They will take care of you deep. What up to Cali Geek? Johnny Metapozo. My SCF motherfuckers. My TAFTs. What? Y'all the hardest niggas in rap. Get that going. Taking your dough. What? Coming up with home for the city, getting shitty, it's a pity. My boy said baby was always by my side when we ride to the other side, headed to the store so we can get some more training. Don't forget the papers, cause back then there was no pen, papers to say that. But that's how we was doing well. Now leaving the trail in town, all the way to the surrounding hills. Fellas Park, we was chilling in the dark, twisting bottle caps, spitting the food back, snacks, and that's a fact. Blah! How you like us now, creative motherfuckers with the illest style. If you understood, it would make you smile. If you participated, it would make us proud. I miss my hip hop brothers, I'ma say it loud. Yeah, I'ma say it loud. Niggas in rap, you can't go on. What? Y'all the hardest niggas in rap, you can't go on. Taking your dough. What? Told me this insane. Taught me what I know today. Dusty Bible creates the cycle. When we're chilling, everything's alright. Yo, Cali keep the freak. You better listen when he speaks through the tip. When he spits, make the motherfuckers real sick. Y'all ain't catching up with the quickness. Deuce getting ill with the militant skills. At the top of this, you don't miss. Stretch off STF in my TAFT. Family. What? Y'all the hardest niggas in rap. You can't go. Taking it though. What?
Maybe you could announce what the song is, guys? You don't mind?
All Things Wabanaki, Episode 5, Aboriginal Incarceration, but it's 60 minutes long.
Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. See, I got dreams to be on stage. Well, I'm violent. See, that on some ring. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. See, I got dreams to be on stage. Well, I'm violent. See, that on some rage. Like a machine with nothing to go against. I'm on point when I flow the best. I see these haters rapping and talking, knowing that they acting like Christopher Walken. Homie, just a joke with the yapping and flopping before you get left toe tag when it's doctor. On my shit proper, y'all full of fake threats. When you see me, I bounce like Lake Shack. My shit go hard like fake press. When you real, I don't think that makes sense. Nothing can change this red and black coming straight. Thanks for your patience.
In one night.
That shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. See, I got dreams to be on stage. Well, I'm violent. See, I'm on some ring. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Hip hop, that shit done changed. Everybody wanna rap for some pocket change. See, I got dreams to be on stage. Well, I'm violent. See, I'm on some rage. Like a machine with nothing to go against. I'm on point when I flow the best. I see these haters rapping and talking, knowing that they acting like Christopher Walken. Homie, just a joke with the yapping and flopping before you get left toe tag with a doctor. On my shit proper, y'all full of fake threats. When you see me, I'll bounce like Lake Shack. See my shit go hard like fake press. Or you real, I don't think that makes sense. Nothing can change this red and black coming, so thanks for your patience.
The why?
Rest of this evening and overnight through much of the day tomorrow as well. We've seen a few spotty showers and some light rain here and there through the northwest end of the GTA, but as we move through the evening, that's when it will become a bit more widespread with special weather statements in through northern York and Durham regions. 22 downtown, overcast skies. The overnight low tonight is 17 degrees.
680 News Time, 6:03.
Happening now in Orlando. All of today's NBA playoff games have been boycotted in response to the police-involved shooting of a black man in Wisconsin. Baseball's Milwaukee Brewers holding a team meeting in the NHL tonight says there are no plans at this point to postpone their games.
680's Bubba Crush, he joins us live with the latest moment.
Boy, what a 90 minutes it's been.
Well, nobody thought to run up until the hockey guys. They just didn't cross the line. Sorry, you're up there.
Today, the Milwaukee Bucks were supposed to play Game 5
They were
of their
supposed to
NBA
keep
playoff
playing.
series against the Orlando Magic. The Bucks decided not to come out of the locker room. The Magic were out there warming up. They went back to their locker room, and the Bucks deciding to boycott the game. So both teams are leaving the floor. The Magic refusing to accept that boycott, which means the game hasn't been forfeit. Then the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder that was supposed to play the game after.
Oh, you cocksuckers are gonna know we won the game because you. Oh,
the Thunder met with Russell Westbrook of the Rockets. They decided to boycott their game. The Lakers were supposed to play the third game of the day, and they were supposed to have a meeting. LeBron James, of course, plays for the Lakers, but the NBA decided to pull the plug on that and saying those games are postponed. But really, this is all led by the players boycotting these games in response to what has been happening in Wisconsin. The NBA has been very proactive on the social justice angle. Black Lives Matter on the court, players wearing different things on their jerseys, speaking out during their media availabilities, but they decided to level up. Decided they did not want to play today. Now, we're just getting word here as well that the Milwaukee Brewers of the Major League Baseball have decided not to play their game tonight as well. So a ripple effect going across to another league as well. Now, the Raptors are actually the ones that started this conversation just a couple of days ago when players like Fred VanVleet said that they would consider boycotting games. They had a players-only meeting with the Boston Celtics, the team they're playing against tomorrow. They decided that a boycott is something they would consider. Their game is still technically scheduled for tomorrow, so we'll see what happens going forward. Lots of players very vocal in their support of this. You saw LeBron James, Jamal Murray, who actually grew up here in the GTA, DeMar DeRozan, former Raptor, Donovan Mitchell, the Utah Jazz, all tweeting their support for this decision for the Bucks and other teams to boycott their games. We'll see if it lasts beyond one day. More to come. Reporting live.
Whoa! This is boycott. They didn't say it'd be over in one day. That's a demonstration, stupid. Where's this white boy telling us we said one day? We never said that. Well, we'll see the last more than one day. Yeah, because of all those stories they tell them, all laying this out in one day, but that's never happened. Oh, I listen to you white people talk shit when you're drunk, telling me I'm white. Let me tell you something about what we did to those things. You made it all up in fucking TV shows you watch when your daddy was raping you in the ass because he was drunk and your mom was on the rag. We know what you do because we sit outside your property lines, watch through the windows for generations, buddy. You know exactly what you do.
Yeah, so Jenna, right now there are concerns that social media posts calling for armed counter-demonstrators to protect property in Kenosha may have sparked the deadly violence. The suspect arrested in connection with the shooting deaths of two people Tuesday night, a 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse from Illinois. He was caught on cell phone video opening fire in the middle of the street with a semi-automatic rifle. Rittenhouse is said to identify with militia groups. Kenosha Police Chief Dan Miskinis has asked whether he was aware there were armed civilians on the streets, saying they were there to support law enforcement.
Across this nation, there have been armed civilians who have come out to exercise their constitutional right and to potentially protect property. So am I aware that groups exist? Yes. But they weren't invited to come.
In the wake of the killings, authorities in Kenosha have moved up the curfew to 7 p.m. and President Trump says that he's sending law enforcement and the National Guard. Wisconsin's governor says a senseless tragedy like this cannot happen again.
They just lost against this. Oh, guns are illegal in Canada. Immigration from Mexico is illegal.
The Province's Special Investigations Unit says there are no grounds to charge officers who were in the home of Regis Korchinski when she fell over from a Toronto balcony in Hyde Park.
Oh, did you know there were some armed civilians? This United States is stupid. There's like 6 states where you're not allowed to do that, and you do it anyway.
Demonstrations in the city and calls to change the way police deal with people with
there's
mental
more
health
states
crisis,
where you don't
as
need a
well as
fun license
systemic
plate than there
racism.
are
A
when you need a
911 call was
license.
placed after a dispute at her home and worries over the 29-year-old safety. SIU Director Joseph Martino says there's no evidence officers committed a crime.
The task before me was an error. namely to determine whether there were reasonable grounds on evidence collected by the SIU
to get a conviction.
any one or more of the
No, it's whether you can get a conviction.
committed a criminal offense in connection
That
with
can
the death.
lead to a reasonable prospect of a conviction. He doesn't want to say that. He's pretending somehow that this means they didn't do
Martino
anything
says
wrong.
the 29-year-old was alone on the balcony when she fell after climbing the railing. I'm Irene Precklett. The family of Regis Korchinski-Paquette reacting to the SIU decision tonight. 680's Phil
Attorney General,
with the latest on that. Phil.
the one that passed the breed-specific legislation but doesn't know what any of the dogs look like. And he was drunk and hit a cyclist, and everybody, oh, you're not allowed to ride a bike drunk. Yes, you are. Oh, you're allowed to drive drunk. No, you're not. He drove him directly into a fucking street furniture, smashed him into a bollard, killed him. They had to get a special judge from out of province to hear the case. Oh, magically he's not guilty. Which they don't want to repeat because there's no reasonable prospect of a conviction. This guy's out in the West now. They call him up on the radio here, laughing at his ass. They don't call him former Attorney General because they want to see if you remember his name. Any chance you're going to be running for premier? That's not gonna happen. Fucking drunk ass pussy. You killed a Toronto cyclist.
James Raymer says the officers involved were professional, empathetic.
You know all the crack dealers from the hood. You get along with them cyclists real good.
Contact the SIU to ensure all information was available to the independent investigation. As they outlined today, the SIU has cleared our officers of wrongdoing and determined that they acted appropriately and within the law.
Oh, you chased somebody that went into their house?
A no-win in
Why?
this tragic situation.
You were scared they might have a weapon, so why did you chase them?
680 News.
That doesn't make sense. These people keep screaming at me, oh, he threatened me with a knife, that's why I ran up on him trying to grab stuff out of his pockets. What are you talking about?
This is 680 News. Now, 680 News gas price update. Info predicts the price will be moving a little bit. It will rise a cent at midnight.
Make a polar splash this summer at Marineland's new family-friendly splash pad. Stay cool all summer long with themed sprayers of dolphins, sea lions, and belugas. Bring your towels and bathing suits and enjoy 150 themed sprayers and jets. Enjoy icebergs, a grotto, and water time fun for everyone. Are you ready to cool off? Learn more at marineland.ca. Everyone loves Marineland. 680 News Time, 611.
Traffic and weather together on the ones there, Jordan.
It's completely illegal to bring those animals into Canada.
Over the 401 right now, and got eyes on this issue.
No one addresses
on the 401 east of Brock Road, still on the far right shoulder. And if you're taking the Brock Road ramp to the eastbound 401, you're going to be heading by this as well. So just be careful. It's causing a delay, but it's not as bad. Eastbound 401 is slow going. First of all, from Dixon to the 400, both express and collectors. Then from Kiel on and off express and collectors to Leslie, and the delays approaching Brock Road in the collector lanes to east of it, where we have this issue. It's also backed up on the ramp to Brock Road. That delay on the East 401 around Brock Road is easing quite fast. After that, a delay through Salem. Westbound 401 delays from the Allen, alternately expressing collectors to Dixon, then approaching your Ontario collectors to west of Mavis. From the 680 Traffic Center, Christine Lagos.
You'll find it slow on the northbound 400 from approaching Rutherford to north of Teston, and delays remain on the northbound John Valley 404 from north of Bayview Bloor to north of Lawrence, and from Highway 7 to north of 16th Avenue. Southbound 400 is slow from south of Shepherd to the 401 ramps. Delays on the southbound 404 Don Valley from south of Finch to south of Lawrence. And westbound Gardner continues to improve heading out of downtown. I'm just seeing a delay from approaching Jarvis to west of Strawn. Westbound QEW is busy from Appleby to west of Walker. Certainly not jammed anymore. Northbound 427 is jammed from approaching the 407 to Highway 7. And that's because it's closed north and southbound 427 between the Highway 7 and Zenway for long-term construction. Northbound 410 is busy from Steeles to north of Queen. Bit of volume on the eastbound QEW, just a patchy at best from Mississauga Road to Dixie. Eastbound Gardner is busy over the Humber Bridge, and there's a slowdown eastbound on the 403 as you travel through that Dundas stretch. Your next report is at 6:21. Now with the forecast, here is Denise and Briachi.
Some scattered showers and then isolated thunderstorms expected as we move through the later evening and overnight. Through the day tomorrow, too, the threat for active weather as temperatures climb and the humidity rises across southern Ontario. We're already seeing heat warnings pop back in through Windsor, Leamington, and Essex County. In terms of the active weather, special weather statements through Newmarket, Northern York, and Durham regions. It's mostly cloudy now through downtown and at Pearson. Through the overnight and into Thursday, like I said, that heat is on the rise and the humidity
humidity starts to intensify. It's going to feel like 37 by tomorrow afternoon. The overnight low tonight, 17 degrees.
Now let's go shine trade market minutes. The business
17 and raining, 60-kilometer-an-hour winds. Tomorrow, 37 and humid.
The S&P and the NASDAQ both gaining quite a bit of ground today. S&P up 1%, NASDAQ up 1.7%. Dow closes higher by 83 points at 28,331. THUGZ higher by 172 at 16,789. Positive now on a year-to-date basis. Oil at $43.37 and the loonie at 75.95 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Richard Southern.
Direct invest with Scotia iTrade. Get started in 3 easy steps and begin your investing journey from home today. Learn more at scotiaitrade.com.
At Spence Diamonds, we know you don't get to make many decisions when it comes to your wedding. Take the flowers, for example. Do you get to pick them? Probably not. Reality is, if it were up to you, you probably wouldn't even have flowers. Just a keg of beer in the middle of each table. Beautiful and functional.
Oh, yeah, because that's the American way, Negro. That's how you're supposed to act. Drink beer. Beer's the worst of the alcohols.
Castrathenoms.
Oh, yeah, because you can't pronounce the word, because you're a big fat nigger lips. Right, which he doesn't have because he's half fucking white. And the other half is half white, or he wouldn't have got the job. Oh, that Marilyn and Jamar, he looks legit because he's got the same teeth I got. Same skull structure. You hate admitting that, don't you? No, I'm not going there. It's an easy way to do this. Oh, okay, fine, go.